Hey friends, just want to take you along to show you how I make these little petals that you can form into flowers or use them singly or however you care to with just, again, things you may have laying around. We're just going to use napkins, some Mod Podge, and some string. First, I lay down a piece of saran wrap or any type of plastic wrap. This is just some cheapo dollar store plastic wrap. I lay that down and I take a piece of a one ply of your napkin. So you just want to get a single ply of any type of napkin. I have all kinds of pieces of napkin that I use, and lay a piece down. I have two types of Mod Podge. I have one that I've thinned down with, I don't know, it's some Mod Podge and then water. And I just make a consistency that is like that, a little runny. And that's the one I'm going to use first. And I'm going to just saturate my piece of napkin with that watered down Mod Podge. And just cover the whole thing on top of the plastic wrap. Wrinkles are inevitable, and I just don't worry about them because I think that in the end it adds more character. So you just want to saturate that pretty well. And then I take pieces of string. This is just like 1 millimeter cord. It's pretty thin cord. And I take my thicker Mod Podge. I'm going to stick my finger in it. It just gets a little messy, but it's kind of fun. And I run it down the length of the string because I want to be able to shape it. I want to be able to shape it in a petal shape on my napkin. And sometimes it'll get away from you, and that's okay. Just be diligent, because eventually it'll stay there. And then I'm going to do that with several others across the napkin. Okay, I've got a good bit of them down, and you want to leave a little room around them because you're going to have to cut around them when they're completely dry. So you want to make sure there's a little space between them. Now, as one final thing, before I let them dry, is I go in with the thick Mod Podge, or rather the Mod Podge that is not diluted, and I just tamp around the string so that it's extra secure there onto the napkin. And I'll do that on all of them. After you've done all that, you want to let them dry really well. I will probably hit them with my heat gun. It will take a little while to get them to dry, even if you use a heat gun, because of the multiple layers of Mod Podge. So you just need to keep at it. When the front of it is dry enough that I can peel it off from the saran wrap, then that's what I do, and then I work on drying the back. Okay, they're not completely dry, but dry enough for me to cut around them and to show you just how they're going to look. So I'll just take this little petal, and there's still some wet glue in there, as you can see. You see that the glue isn't completely dry on the inside of it, but that's okay. That is okay. And you can cut off the excess string at the bottom if you like, or you can leave it there. If you're gonna, use it as a petal and create a flower look out of it, then, you might just want to cut them off. Or you could shape it into the shape of a balloon. That would be really cute. You could stamp a word on the inside of it. or a phrase. That would be really cute. But depending on where you place it on your napkin, or depending on the type of napkins you use, and I don't have this camera set up very well, so I apologize. That's gonna matter in how they look in the end. I actually like the process of cutting these out. The scissors just sort of glide along a Mod Podged napkin. Anyway, you might want to give them a try. They're so much fun to make. You know, you may have everything just sitting around the house. You may have some extra string, some Mod Podge napkins. And I guess you could use tissue paper too, but I use napkins. I even made a cute little flower center. I just sort of braided my thread and then made a little center in case I wanted to create a flower out of it. But they're just lots of fun and lots of things that you can do with them. And you know what? You guys are the ones that think of all the fun things to do. And I learn from you every day. And as always, thank you for watching.